Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everybody. My name is Vicki, and this is a radio show about fighting children youth services in Pennsylvania. We have formed the Pennsylvania Coalition for Family and Parents' Rights, and we are gathering people and their stories. It's support families going through the court system and children and youth services. Has CYS taken your children? Did they have proof of the reasons for removing them? Did they violate your constitutional rights? You can contact the coalition at 206-339-9456, or you can email us at info.pacoalition@gmx.com. Also, you can visit our Facebook page, Pennsylvania Coalition for Family and Parents' Rights. There's been a lot of people we're noticing that are having the same issues with children in youth services. Yesterday I gave some examples of them coming into your home without a warrant or a court order and taking children, and that it's a really good idea to have paperwork on file at the school that they are not allowed to talk to your children and definitely not take them from you. Accepting call-ins today, the number is 646-595-2137. If you have a story to tell or something you'd like to share about your experience with children youth services, I'd be happy to hear from you. Just Wednesday, there was a woman that abused children in foster care that was let go. 12 jurors decided that she was innocent and didn't abuse those children, which really, really upsets me because I know a little different. Okay, we have a caller on the line. Hello.
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 Hello, Vicki.
Hi.
My name is Michelle, and how are you today?
I am great.
Oh, good. I wanted to just thank you very much for doing this show and also for taking my call. I appreciate that. And I have been involved, sadly, with CYS. My child was put in foster care, and I think a lot of people have perceptions that individuals involved with the system and with CYS have done things wrong. Perhaps, maybe at one time that was true, but in today's world that is not true. I just want to tell you that my child was taken from me. I have never been on drugs. I have never taken drugs. I have never been drunk in my life. I have never smoked a cigarette. I graduated from college with highest honors. I was a teacher, a Sunday school teacher. My career was destroyed. I've never even been accused of child abuse, but it was simply a tactic to get the upper hand in custody court. And false accusations were made about my mental status, which was hysterical because my ex had actually been in a mental facility. And papers were doctored, false accusations were levied, and my reputation was destroyed, and my children were taken, and I did nothing wrong. I didn't do anything wrong other than to leave, a person who had abused me to make a better life for my children. I guess the point is, I think that there's a perception, that people involved with this have done stuff, and I just want to tell the public that that is not necessarily true. It really isn't. It wasn't in my case.
Not anymore, that is for sure.
Right, and it's concerning to me that a government agency can come in. CYS has absolutely no oversight in Pennsylvania. They have a budget of millions of dollars. There's no oversight. They're not accountable to anyone. And that is very scary. And that in America, an agency can come in and part of the government and falsely accuse you, doctor paperwork, and then take your children is frightening. I was brought up to believe that stuff like this didn't happen in America, and I believed it, that stuff like this did not happen in America until it happened to me. And I guess
that's where I guess a lot of people are under that false security of having your rights and being protected, and that's not so anymore.
Right, and a lot of people say, well, I don't do X, I don't get drunk, I don't take drugs, I don't do this, I don't do that, I go to church, I'm safe. And the reality is you're not safe. I did all those things too, and, you know, I was a good, upstanding citizen. I thought I was safe, and I wasn't. You know, you are just one divorce, one angry neighbor away from having your children taken, and that's scary.
Yes, it is so true, and it is happening so many times of each and every day to families. They're just being destroyed, and luckily for Internet, there's so much information out there now that you can watch these videos of these people doing this. You can hear people that are trying to fight it, what happened to them, but we're still not getting a hold on it. And I guess that's what our coalition is formed to do, is gather people and make changes to the way that these agencies are allowed to operate.
Right.
So,
and I don't want to monopolize your show, but I just wanted to say I appreciate everything the Coalition's doing, and thank you for your involvement in that and for supporting people. Thank you.
Well, thank you for calling in and sharing all that.
All righty. Well, you have a great day. Yes.
Thank you, Michelle.
All right. Have a great day. Okay. Bye-bye.
So there again, everyone, if you have been having problems with CYS and you want some support, the Pennsylvania Coalition is out here. You can contact our hotline at 206-339-9456. I was talking a little bit about the abuse that I had handed to me as being a foster mom. When you get these foster kids, there's a lot of privacy involved, but then I also feel that privacy needs to be exploited when you see how wrong these children are sometimes treated in the system. Yes, there are great foster homes. I consider myself to have a better foster home than most, and there are some really scary foster homes out there, and I don't think I ever get a child that says that they didn't think that they'd be locked up in a basement and, you know, all these horrible things would happen to them in foster care when they're coming into it for the first time. And that can be true, I guess, in some foster homes. I don't know how they get away with it because we are monitored constantly. And that's why me being a part of this coalition, I see the other side. I see what moms like Michelle have gone through just simply because they decide to leave an abuser, and how CYS gets involved, government gets involved in your life and turns it totally upside down, that you cannot get your children back. They either hold them in the system, they give them to the abuser, but you do not get your children back. And you fight, it drains you financially, it drains you mentally, and there's no place to turn for help. And this coalition wants to change that. We want to have transparency in our courts. We want social workers, doctors, judges, lawyers, guardian ad litem to have to answer for the decisions that they make and be held accountable for the criminal activity that they are involved in or in cahoots together doing, that they do get prosecuted. There is no more immunity, because that's what happens a lot of times with the whole immunity thing is there's no way to get around it. Social worker lies during your falsifies records, makes anything they want to. They can make it up. There's no one holding them accountable. They can take good reports that they get, crumble them up, throw them in the trash. They're not held accountable for that. And then how do you get your records? Well, good luck with that, because it's not the easiest thing to do. And as a foster parent, I may not have the right to a lot of that information, But talking to as many parents as I have been talking to and hearing the fight they go through to get that information, that shouldn't be. That should be, you're entitled to that. It's about you. But because they have this thing where they, I guess, add and take away paperwork and create things that aren't there, they don't want you to have access to that paperwork because obviously it would upset you and you could prove most of it wrong, which they don't want to happen. But if you find yourself in a situation, like I said yesterday, you have a neighbor that don't like you, they can call CYS up, make up any story, and you're kind of stuck with that because till you're working so hard to prove it, they have your kids. And God only knows what happens to your kids in that situation, what foster home they get tossed in, if they get separated, if you get to visit with them. I recently had heard a woman saying, and I didn't know they could do this, and maybe tomorrow we can touch a little bit on that, having to pay for visits with their children. The one woman said she had to go to the social worker's house to visit her child and pay like $100 for that visit. That's ridiculous. Somewhere that has to be against the law. But so many of the things that we're learning about what they do are against the law. They cannot come into your house without a warrant or a court order just cause. They cannot do it. You have Fourth Amendment rights. I know that these agencies don't think that we have any constitutional rights, but we do. And a good civil rights attorney will tell you exactly what your rights are. You do not have to let them in your house. Tomorrow, hopefully we can get some callers and get, some more stories about more of the criminal activity they do besides the medical records and how they force you into seeing these psychiatrists. And most of the time, it's only going to be one or two psychiatrists you have a choice of because they're in the party of making decisions and making the decisions that they're told to make. And there's no one that can go to a psychiatrist and not have a diagnosis. That's not what they're in business for. They're going to come up with something. And usually it's borderline personality disorder, which I've heard so many times it's just so ridiculous. And you don't know which judges are on the up and up. Are there fair judges out there? I'm sure there are. But unfortunately, we're seeing more and more that the caseworker works with the guardian ad litem, works with the court-appointed attorney, works with the judge, works with the therapist, and they're all in cahoots as to what your outcome is going to be. So beware. Do your homework, keep very good records, keep an agenda of every day, every phone call, every visit, any conversation that you have with a social worker or attorney. Keep very good records of it because you will most likely need them to go back over or need them as evidence if you move forward with a lawsuit against people that have taken your children. Again, we're the Pennsylvania Coalition for Family and Parents' Rights, and you can call our hotline at 206-339-9456. And please visit our Facebook page. Follow me. Follow this radio show. We're going to have some good information coming up. We're new yet. It's only our second day, but we're going to be getting more information for you on here so that you can move forward with your case or at least get support. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.